10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Happy New Year! Slip dresses were really fashionable in the 90s and they have come back, and I've seen loads of people sewing them on TikTok, and I thought this is my opportunity. When I saw this piece of remnant in lilac, it's amazing, in my fabric store. Of course I couldn't leave it behind, but I can't really tell you how much it was because for the 6 pieces I bought they charged me around 18 euros. So it's going to be an amazing New Year's Eve dress for less than 10 euros. Stay with me because it's going to be an interesting video. The dress is going to be quite simple to make. It hasn't got any darts or any difficult closures to do, any zippers or buttons, but it's going to be interesting because in the beginning we're going to trace a pattern so we can make it with a cowl neckline. Example bit. If you think about it, if you cut your piece of fabric right from side to side, you won't have any draping on the neckline, so you need to cut it a bit longer, a bit wider, so you have this cowl neckline. Of course, we're going to need our front and back bodies as well as the skirt one. The dress is going to be not knee length but calf length, so we'll have to elongate the figure. So for that we're going to trace our pattern in this paper, and I was told as well that in order to sew it, if you're going to sew something delicate, you can use this so the machine doesn't eat it, because that happened to me with the silver top I made not long ago, that the machine just kept biting the fabric. It was such a pity. I didn't know, and I was told that, so I'll have extra just in case, although I think on the right side I'm only going to sew the straps, but I have it. And I'm going to cut it on the grain. I think this kind of dresses, for the movement I see they have to be cut on the bias, but I'm working with a piece of remnant, and even though it's quite big, it's almost 2 meters of remnant, I haven't got enough to cut 2 pieces on the bias, and I have to go around a stain there is. Can you see it? I didn't see that when I got it. I don't know what it is. I saw it just now, and well, I'll have to work around it. Of course, I wash my fabrics the minute I get them, and because they are remnants, there's always something wrong with them. It can be something broken or something stained, and I don't know what this is, so let's see. Of course, I'm going to need my blocks to trace the pattern, and once cut, I can start by sewing the straps together. So I can sew them to the front and back, making a sandwich with the facings, sew the sides of the dress and then hem it. So I'm going to trace my pattern up above the bust area, and once I have that, I'm going to move my block again on top so I can trace again the facing, which will have the whole armhole area traced. Once I have that, I'm going to cut it and then make a few diagonal cuts so I can open it, and this open area will be my extra fabric I need to do the draping. This will be my pattern. I have a mark here where the top will be and where I will be sewing my strap, and it is enough because it's mirrored the armhole area. So with this trace, I'm going to cut the fabric, and one thing I'm going to do is just to make another facing for the back, but it's going to be a normal one, not this sort. And what else? And the skirt will be the same. I'm just going to trace it on the fabric as well, giving it a bit of an A-line. And of course the two big pieces, I'm going to serge them first, except for the bottom, the hemline, which is going to be hemmed, so I don't need to do that. For the straps, I'm going to make them as simple as possible, 2 rectangles of material, the thinnest I can do them, and I'm going to fold them twice because I don't have, I think there is something to pull really thin strips, spaghetti straps out, but I haven't got it, so I have to look and see. So I'm going to just measure from where I want it, and I think it'll be around 42-43 centimeters. And I'm going to start putting everything together by sewing the straps. I'm going to sew them on the front side, on the corners, right where the facing falls down. And with this done, I'm going to put it right sides together on top of the back so I can sew the straps to the back in between the facing. And I'm going to lift them 10 centimeters to the side. The back facing looks really good, and now we have to understitch it to make sure it stays in place. So I'm going to fold the seam adjusted on top of the facing and stitch on top, and then a bit of pressing. So now with my facings open up, all the way up, I can sew all the sides of the dress, and then I can secure the facing. On the bottom hem, I'm going to try to do it the thinnest as possible, opening the side seams so they don't make it bulky. Well, I guess it happens to you as well, but I hate the stuff I can't try on until just the end, until it's finished. I hate it so much, it makes me so nervous, and I start breathing heavily when I'm sewing it. It's terrible. Oh. So here I am. The dress is made, but I haven't tried it on. So let's see how we do. And just like that, I'm ready to host any New Year's Eve special. The only problem I had was the straps. They were so long. I had to cut them a few centimeters, quite a bit. I don't know how I measured this, but they were terribly long, and they were really loose. So I just opened the seam a little bit, pull and sew again, and that was it. The dress is a bit tight, I think it's like that, but for example Marie Antoinette can't wear it because she can't move her shoulders, so it doesn't pass her shoulders, but I can get it on and take it off quite fine, so that's okay. I took into account the tip about sewing with the paper, but I didn't have any problems in the end. I ended up hemming the bottom without the paper, and it was fine. So I'm quite pleased with that. So I'm quite pleased with it because this cost me less than 10 euros, so I can't really complain. That's one of the advantages of sewing. As always, I look forward to your comments, and if you're new around here and you've liked this video, don't forget to give it a like and even consider subscribing. I would really appreciate it. It helps the channel a lot, and that way you don't miss anything because I upload a video once a week. But I leave you here a few of the videos about evening gowns that you must watch because they are the best. Bye.